If you panic sold your coins yesterday, you might have just made the most expensive mistake of 2026. While 99% of the market is glued to red headlines about war and oil prices, while the herd is capitulating in terror, something is happening on-chain right now that we haven't seen since 2017. Yesterday, March 3rd, someone very large and very smart didn't just buy the dip. They began an aggressive, stealth accumulation while you were sleeping. Did you see those 69 million RLUSD tokens that hit the ledger in a single transaction? Did you see where they went? No, that wasn't just a technical transfer. That was a signal. That was the calm before the storm. You have exactly a few minutes to understand what is actually happening to the price before the market maker slams the trap shut. Welcome to the harsh reality of March 4th. Let's break this down. Let's start with the fundamentals that amateur traders are completely ignoring right now. Yesterday and the day before, Ripple fired up their money printer to full capacity. A record amount of the RLUSD stablecoin was minted on the XRP ledger. The total market cap has already smashed through $1.5 billion. But the most interesting part isn't the pretty number, it's the route the money took. Insider on-chain data shows that these millions were funneled straight into Gemini exchange gateways and institutional market maker wallets. What does that mean in smart money terms? It's fuel. It is pure liquidity. Major issuers never move colossal volumes of stablecoins onto exchanges just to let them collect dust. They are preparing. They are positioning themselves to either buy up a sharp crash shaking out the last of the weak answer, to provide the liquidity for a massive impulse upward. And this is happening against the backdrop of Ripple officially updating its payments platform, fully transitioning settlements to RLUSD. Banks are no longer testing this in a sandbox. They are using it to replace outdated correspondent banking accounts. The utility went live right now, in March 2026, and this changes the game forever. Now, look at institutional behavior. This completely breaks the bearish narrative. The market is dumping. Geopolitics are crushing sentiment. The S&P 500 is shaky, yet the XRP ETFs are buying. According to Soso Value data for yesterday, net inflows into spot XRP ETFs exceeded $7.5 million. The leader was Bitwise, taking the lion's share $6 million. Do you understand what is happening? Smart money, the whales of Wall Street, who manage trillions, are scooping up this range from retail investors. While average people read news about the Middle East conflict and hit the sell button in panic, funds are vacuuming up the supply. They know something you don't. Fear is the best buy signal. And while Tether is being battered by regulatory audits in Europe and the US, big capital is fleeing to quality. RLUSD, with its New York license, is becoming the safe haven, and XRP is the only transport rail for this capital. This is no longer speculation. This is infrastructure necessity. But let's strip away the emotions, turn off the news, and look at the raw chart. Technical analysis is literally screaming that we are on the brink of a historic resolution. Right now, the price is dancing around the $1.40 mark. On the weekly time frame, we are testing a giant symmetrical triangle from the top down. The level of $1.36 is not just a number. It is a concrete wall. Yesterday, we touched it with a candle wick and bounced instantly. That is called defending the level. Someone placed limit buy orders of such volume there that the bears simply broke their teeth. On the daily chart, the situation is even more dramatic. We are squeezed below the 50-day and 200-day moving averages in the 150 area. This is the so-called death zone that we crucially need to break. But look at the indicators. On the 4-hour time frame, we have formed a classic textbook bullish divergence. The price made a new low, hitting 135, but the RSI indicator went up, showing buyer strength. This is the strongest signal in technical analysis, telling us that sellers are exhausted, their resources are depleted. Trading volume yesterday exceeded $3 billion. That is 200% above the norm. This happens in only two scenarios, either total market capitulation or the absolute bottom before a global reversal. Considering the price was held above key support, the conclusion draws itself. That was the bottom. Write these numbers down. They will determine your strategy and the contents of your wallet for the coming days. Support 135. This is your red line in the sand. If it holds, we are in the game. Resistance $1.43. That's the local ceiling. But the most critical resistance is $1.54. That is the key level. A daily close above 154 invalidates all the negativity of the last few weeks and opens a direct highway to 190 and beyond. What is the blockchain data telling us? The Whale Alert Twitter account went absolutely berserk with activity yesterday. 150 million XRP transferred to unknown wallets in the last 48 hours. Another 700 million unlocked from escrow, but they weren't dumped into the order book. They remained in Ripple's accounts. This means the company is not creating sell pressure. There is an even deeper metric, age consumed. Yesterday, it showed a massive spike. Usually, this happens when coins that have sat dormant for years suddenly start moving. Historically, this happens 48 hours before a trend shift. Large players holding between 10 and 100 million coins have increased their balances by 170 million XRP during this week of dumping. Think about that. They aren't selling. They are buying from you. They are taking your coins at a discount while you are afraid. Let's also touch on geopolitics, because we cannot ignore the macro backdrop. Yes, the world is unstable right now. Oil is up, gold is up, and risk assets are down. But cryptocurrency was created specifically for times like these. When the banking system starts to glitch due to sanctions and restrictions, XRP works like a clock. 3 to 4 seconds, and the transaction is settled. In conditions of global uncertainty, the demand for a neutral liquidity bridge will only grow. And right now, we are seeing this demand materialize into real RLUSD purchases. On Twitter and social media, there is a strange mix of fear, fatigue, and timid hope. Analysts like Dark Defender are pointing out that the current fractal structure of the chart perfectly copies 2017, right before that parabolic run. Others, the eternal bears, are waiting for a drop to $1 or even lower. But let's be realists. We are living in the post-Gary Gensler era. Legal clarity exists. ETFs are working and attracting millions. The stablecoin is live and scaling. Comparing the current situation to past crises is simply incorrect. The foundation is 100 times stronger. The scenario for the coming week looks like this. With a 65% probability, we see one more fake out to the downside to grab liquidity, a so-called squeeze, followed by a sharp V-shaped reversal and a return above 143. Our first target is a test of the $1.50 level. The fundamentals are too strong to be ignored for long. The market is a coiled spring, and it is compressed to the limit. If geopolitics crashes the entire global market and Bitcoin goes below $90,000, XRP could flush to $1.05. But I want you to hear me clearly right now. In 2026, an XRP price of $1 is a gift the market gives once in a lifetime. It would be an instant buyback by institutions. They are praying for that price to enter their positions. Do not give them that chance at your expense. Friends, this is not the time for emotion. This is the time for cold calculation. Keep your focus on the 135 level. Do not hand over your coins to institutions cheaply. We have waited years for this moment, endured lawsuits, endured ridicule, and judging by the on-chain data, the resolution is close. Watch the charts, check your risk management, and do not use excessive leverage. Remember the old market truth. Money transfers from the impatient to the patient. Wealth belongs to those who know how to wait when others are afraid. Stay with us, watch for updates, and I'll see you on the green candle.